Hello everyone and welcome to On the Spot. I'm your host, Rich Gallup. We have a great show for you today because joining me as always is Ryan. Wait
a minute.
You're not Ryan.
No.
Brian Eckberg, welcome to the show.
How you doing, Rich?
It's good to have you here.
Glad to be here playing Matt Castle to your Tom Brady.
Nice, very nice. I appreciate that. Of course, we have a whole bunch of people that are in Japan right now covering TGS, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Before we go any further, Brian, there's a very special contest on this very page right now. It's like up over there or over there. I think it's up over there, we'll say. It's GameSpot's End Your Suffering competition. Today, on this very show, we'll be giving away a PSP.
That's awesome.
A Sony PSP. So just click on that link up there, fill it out, and you will still be entered in time for the PSP drawing, which will happen at the end of the show.
That's right. We'll know the winner at the end of the show.
And we will announce it.
Awesome.
Yes, we'll read it here. And it's open to both GameSpot Complete and GameSpot Basic members. Next week, the contest continues. We give away a laptop. Week after that, we give away a trip to Baltimore, along with tickets to a Ravens-Browns game.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't win.
Damn.
Sorry, dude. It's all right. But right now, also we'll be giving away on the show 3 Japanese DVDs of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, picked up by the boys and ladies in Japan.
Just released, right?
Just released.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Some great prizes this week.
There are some great prizes this week, and let's get to TGS, shall we?
Well, what is it? It's Tokyo Game Show. It's about to start, and we got a huge crew over there in Tokyo, and they're gearing up for the show. I guess it starts in a couple hours, right?
Just a couple hours, and you know they're over there. They're in the trenches. They know what it's all about. They actually prepared a little short video explaining what TGS is.
Cool.
Cool? Check it out.
Let's take a look.
That we'll get a chance to see a lot more of the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and even possibly more info on Nintendo's Revolution. While E3 attendees got a chance to see the unveiling of the Nintendo Revolution, only the physical unit was shown, leaving us in suspense to see what the games and controller would look like. Here at the Tokyo Game Show, come this Friday, it's a good bet that during Nintendo President Satoru Iwata's keynote speech, the suspense may come to an end. We'll have to wait and see if, what, and how much Nintendo will show off. Other big games we're expecting to see more of at the Tokyo Game Show include Konami's Metal Gear Solid 4 for the PlayStation 3. We've only been treated to a teaser trailer of the game seen here, but rumor has it we'll get to see more on the show floor. Aside from Metal Gear Solid 4 for the PlayStation 3, we're expecting to see some Japanese titles for the system, but we're not sure whether they'll be playable or just another trailer. Only time will tell.
And we're back. Thanks, Ryan. We appreciate it. And Homer, actually, they worked together, throwing that together.
Yep.
Staying up into the wee hours of the night, cutting gameplay footage, cutting trailers, cutting interviews. They've been in Japan, pretty much for the whole week, and they've been doing stuff the whole time, not just, eating beef bowl.
No. And they're going to be there for a while, too. I mean, their job is just beginning, actually. They've been there all week, and they're going to be there well into next week, giving you all the greatest coverage around. Right
now, the big thing on the site that you should want to check out is Microsoft had a pre-TGS press conference where they showed a whole bunch of games. They talked about a whole bunch of stuff. We have some HD stuff from that.
Wow.
We have like a 5-minute HD trailer. They had a games montage. We have an HD. There is also a trailer for 99 Nights from, was it Q Entertainment?
I know that's not in HD.
That is in HD,
oh,
actually.
My goodness.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I'm going to download that.
Everyone should after the show. Just don't do it right now. But one of the great games that we got to see before TGS was Chrome Hounds. Brian, what's Chrome Hounds?
Chrome Hounds is a game from Software, and I guess Sega is publishing it. Is that correct? The same guys who made the Armored Core series on PlayStation and PlayStation 2. Now they're going to do an Xbox 360 mech combat game. This one's going to have some squad-based online stuff. Looks really pretty cool. So
it does, and we have a trailer for it. Oh my goodness! Why don't we check out that trailer right now? are back. That game looks mean. Unfortunately, it's obviously not gameplay footage, but
Still
I like the
cool.
tone. Yeah.
Yeah. The Mech Combat, man. It's awesome.
We were just saying during the break, and I want to share my theory with everyone, is that the guy in Alpha 4, the sniper, that's Bill Paxton from Navy SEALs right there.
You know it is.
That's God.
You know it is.
God here. Switching to Starlight.
Yeah.
That's him.
Emotive delivery from Bill Paxton.
Exactly. I'm really jealous from everyone who's over in Japan right now, getting to play all these great games.
Yeah.
And they knew I'd be jealous.
Yeah.
So Ricardo and Ryan, who are actually in Japan recently, brought back a nice little game for me to play with whoever was with me, which is you, on the show. It's called Earth Defense Force 2. I'm holding this up right now. Basically, they just said their directions were throw this in the PlayStation and play it during the show, and it'll be awesome. And we just played 2 levels, and let's just cut over that footage right now and fire it up, and we'll explain what we're seeing. Now, Brian, you said you remember that this game is actually the sequel to a Super Nintendo game?
That's right. I think it came out, the first Earth Defense Force came out in '91, I believe, for the SNES.
Okay.
And so this must be the sequel.
It must be. And as you can see right now, basically you're defending the Earth. You are a force that defends the Earth. That much we know. We already did the first 2 levels while we were in warm-ups, and we fought giant ants in London. I'm guessing level 3 is going to be more of the same.
I hope so.
Now, what difficulty do you want? Easy, normal, hard, hardest, or Inferno?
Dude, we got to go Inferno.
We got to try Inferno. We got to try Inferno. The thing to remember with PlayStation games from Japan is that circle is the yes button, not X.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how it works. All right, here we go.
So we're split screen here.
I'm on the left. You're on the right. I'm switching from my rocket launcher, and then I'm just going to shoot every ant that I see ever.
That means
I'm already dead.
You're already dead?
Inferno difficulty is not cool.
Oh.
And you're dead too. That was a mistake.
Well, there you go, guys. That's Inferno level.
All right, we're gonna do that. We totally have to reset that. I'm choosing this option because I want to back out, change that difficulty. That ant just totally came up right behind us.
We were playing it earlier, and we were like rolling through it, no problem.
I'm going to normal.
Yeah, gotta go to normal.
I want to roll through the ants like that. That just came right behind me. Chomp.
That's
dead.
wrong. That's not,
Inferno. I guess we should have expected that from the Inferno difficulty. All right, once again, I'm switching to the rocket launcher. Now there aren't ants. All right, there they are. All right, so check out these giant ants, and it's just pretty much point and click killing here. Is really the way it works.
Yeah, and things get really crazy later on.
Trees fall down. Yeah. Aliens appear. I believe aliens have a key role to play in the storyline. According to the box, there's a Godzilla.
Yeah, it's all sorts of insects and stuff. I was watching Ricardo play it, and there's all sorts of like huge spiders that sort of come down from the sky and like shoot all these crazy webs at you, and there's like these crisscrossing webs all over the screen. It's just nasty.
It is pretty sweet. You're using the machine gun, so I'm gonna see what that's like. All right, here's a pickup. It's like ice cream with an X on it. So
I've got my bazooka.
Oh, cool! You shot down some trees, huh? I'm doing that.
Oh, I think that was the ant actually.
Oh, okay. I saw trees fall. This game's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
All right. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get gameplay footage of this game, and we're gonna put it up on the site because it looks really good. Where are you? Can you hurt each other?
I wish because
let's find out.
Oh.
Oh, you just saved it. All right.
Yeah.
Earth Defense Force 2. If you have the capability of importing Japanese games, this one I understand it actually might have been on the cheaper side too.
Yeah, this one's definitely Japanese.
This looks great. Start a petition going. I want this game. I want this game in the States.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, thanks. That was a good demo, Brian.
My pleasure.
And actually, what we're going to do in a second is we're going to bring Alex Navarro in. He's going to take my seat.
Yep.
And you guys are going to play We Love Katamari.
We Heart Katamari, I call it.
We Heart, yeah. You can call it that. I'll let you. And that'll continue our theme of crazy Japanese games.
Fits nicely.
And GameSpot Complete members, I want you to send in your questions right now for Alex on We Heart or We Love Katamari using the form at the bottom of the page. As always, my favorite part of the show is reading the crazy questions. Someone wrote in complaining about my eyebrow again, for example.
Why? I don't know.
I don't know. Thank you. I appreciate that. But before we get that far, shooting all this stuff in Earth Defense Force 2 reminds me of a certain trailer that we have queued up that is on the site recently. Mm-hmm. Now, the game is called Black.
Yep.
It's made by Criterion, the guys who make the Burnout games and Renderware.
Not known for their subtlety, those guys.
No, they're not. If you recall correctly, if you've seen our E3 2005 DVD, actually Jeff goes off about their catchphrase that they've actually since stepped back from, which described the game, which I won't go into here. If you know it, you know. If you don't worry about it. But so this game looks really great. They've taken all the craziness that Burnout is and turned it into a first-person shooter. And I've watched it about 20 times. And right now, you're going to watch it once. Check it out.
Oh, that's black. That's the new trailer. Even though they're not using the that little catchphrase anymore, they've still got the focus for the game is still well intact.
Why can't we say the catchphrase anymore? I want to say that I love the catchphrase.
You know, Rich isn't here right now, so we could probably say it.
We could conceivably say it.
I don't want to get in trouble. Anyway, we're here with Alex Navarro, associate editor. We're going to be talking about We Love Katamari, right?
It's We Love Katamari.
Okay, all right. Now
I just want to say real quick, you kill bugs real good, Johnny. I just want to make that known.
Awesome. Thank you. So We Love Katamari, the sequel to a very quirky game from last year.
Yes, the sequel to Burnout 3. This is the sequel to Katamari Damacy, which was the craziest puzzle game of last year and probably one of the craziest games of this console generation.
Yeah.
It is effectively more of the same. It's a big love letter to the fans of Katamari Damacy. It's more of what you loved about the first one. And one thing it's got is this here co-op mode, which is where two people can kind of get the roll on.
Yeah, that's right. That's sort of one of the big new features in the game is the ability to play. You're not playing against each other, right?
Well, there is a versus mode, but that's something totally different.
Well,
the co-op mode.
What are we going to check out?
All right, we're gonna talk here. We're gonna get in with the. She wants to do the Royal Rainbow. So basically, what you have is you have all these different cousins that of the prince that are available in the game, and you kind of get them by playing the different stages because they're just wandering around the levels, and when you roll them up, they're unlocked.
Okay.
And so what you can do is hit. Yes, there. So now we're both gonna fly up to the king.
Of course.
He's got some stuff to say.
He's looking sharp, the king.
Oh yeah, no, the king is a stylish dude, and la and dip.
All right.
O and dip is what we have here. O dip. So another Royal Rainbow, but we're hungry. Let's do lunch. See, that's sort of the theme here, is that the king is basically just appeasing the fans of the original Katamari Damacy. Like, that is the entire plot of this game.
So he is aware of his success.
Yes, he is very aware of his success and very much in love with himself. What do you want? Do you want to do it like a big one, or do you just want to do it as fast as possible?
I think that we should, in the interest of time, let's keep it as fast as possible.
Okay.
So what are the controls here with co-op?
The way the co-op controls work is that each controller basically represents one stick.
Okay.
So even though you're pressing both sticks at once, you only get one side of the Katamari.
Okay.
And so what you're doing here is, we're trying to work together. We have to press the sticks kind of in the same time, do the same thing, make it so it all kind of works.
Okay.
So here we are. We're in this little world. Two-person rolling team of our dreams. Damn right.
Now, does one person only control forward and backward, and the other person only?
No, it's like you both have to press forward to go forward. You both have to press back to go back. That kind of thing.
All right.
So just
get through all this. And see what happens.
The king is a verbose dude. He's got a lot to say.
That's right. Is there all sorts of crazy remember when he was doing foreign languages last year?
All right. So let's both go forward here.
All right.
Are you pressing forward?
Yes.
Yeah. You got to do both sticks forward.
So with the co-op, obviously, you're going to have to communicate a lot because otherwise...
Which is kind of weird because, the Japanese version of this actually had a little on-screen display that kind of, it basically told you, what direction each person was pressing. We are not communicating well. So let's just go forward.
Okay.
Oh, I can't run into that yet. And they took that out for this version, or if it's in there, I can't find it. I looked everywhere for that, and I cannot find that mode anywhere.
Okay.
So that's a little unfortunate, but it's basically if you kind of... All right, so let's just keep turn to the left.
My Katamari skills aren't as good as they
you're kind of sucking it up to the team here. Okay, let's switch sides. We'll press in both analog stick buttons at the same time. There we go. Now forward. There we go. So yeah, the key in this stage is to go as fast as possible. So what we want to do is get to 15 centimeters in as quick of a time as we conceivably can. Let's go here.
The good news is we're a minute in and we're not even at 8.
Yeah, so at least, for TV time's sake, we'll be able to kill some good time here. Just like you kill bugs.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got bigger.
We're getting better.
There we go. See, this is what you want, is getting bigger.
So how many maps
switch sides? I don't know the exact number. I didn't count, but there's a bunch. There's definitely more stages overall than there were in the original Katamari Damacy, and pretty much all the stages have two variants. There's the one where you're going as big as possible, and the one where you're going just trying to go as fast as possible. So you kind of get double the fun for each stage because of that.
Okay, and in terms of the types of environments, are there lots of outdoor and indoor environments?
Yeah, there's the big world environments where you can kind of go around, do what you need to do. Let's turn to the right there. Rolling up. Oh, see, now we can get the stuff. it's hard. It's kind of hard to co-op. You know, it takes some getting used to. You kind of need to get your communication on. So go forward, get those. Oh, where are you going? Oh, no, right there. Oh, there we go. See, we want the chocolate pies. The chocolate pies are delicious.
And batteries.
AAA batteries are delicious.
So what's the weirdest thing you scooped up as you were playing this game?
A do-it-yourself dad. I don't know what that means, but that was like, there was a DIY dad. It was actually, I think one of the screenshots in the review is going to have that in there. So
okay,
it's basically a dude in what looked like an Evel Knievel suit. I don't know what that was about, but
that's what my DIY dad had.
I don't want to get into your family history, but you know, I'm sure.
I tell you what, I'm gonna keep rolling with you. I think we've got some questions about Katamari.
All right, yeah, let's get some questions on.
Let's see. Kevin Darnell at Calhoun, Georgia wants to know how many levels are there in the game, and about how long will it take to complete?
Well, I already said I don't know the exact number. I don't remember exactly, but there's at least there's more than 20 for sure.
Okay.
And I don't remember the exact number. What was the other question?
How long will it take to complete?
It took me about 5.5 hours to get through each stage at least once.
Okay.
But since there are like the dual objectives, it may take you a little longer to get through all that.
Okay.
And also, you know, I mean, this is one of those games that you just kind of want to play over and over again, even though, like, you know, you beat it maybe.
Sure.
So, you know, you just want to get better scores, and it's like, even when you complete a stage, the king is not always happy with your progress. He always wants a much bigger Katamari because he is the impresario of Katamari, so he always wants it better and bigger.
Sure.
So there's plenty of, you know, incentive to come back and just play more.
Is there a maximum to how big the ball can get?
The max that I have seen was I think it was 1,000 meters.
Wow.
That was pretty much like that was when at the point where you were rolling up the Earth.
That's pretty cool.
So, you know, it's kind of big.
All right. Well, it looks like we finished this level.
Royal Rainbow.
Very nice. Let's see. Of course, the soundtrack is a big deal with Katamari games. Dan Reed of Truro, Nova Scotia, Canada, wants to know, how is the We Love Katamari soundtrack? Will it be as fun and quirky as the first Katamari?
It's different than the original Katamari Damacy. It's I don't know how to describe it. It's like noisier. It's basically a little more avant-garde, a little more experimental. There's not as much emphasis on like kind of catchy songs necessarily, but it still makes perfectly weird background fodder. You know, it still works completely within the context of the game. I liked it a lot.
Okay.
I liked it an awful lot. I think some people are going to hate it because it's not the same soundtrack as before. But that's the thing about this game, though, is that like everything that made Katamari Damacy so amazing, like a big part of it was the fact that it was so original.
Right.
It was totally different than what anyone was used to. And this, you know, isn't going to have that because it's a sequel. It's the same game, basically, and, you know, they're just trying a few things different here and there, but mostly it's the same idea. So in this case, you know, I think I like the soundtrack for what it is. It's not the same, it's not as good as the very original, but I think this is a great soundtrack.
Right. So. Obviously, I guess we just learned, what was it, today or yesterday, that Katamari's coming to PSP. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty stoked about that. Though, we had a rumored thing about that a while ago, because Walmart put up a listing for that game like months ago. And we tried talking to Namco about it, and they were just like, you know, hey. So apparently now there actually is a PSP Katamari, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about the DS one, too, if that's actually going to happen or not.
Can't have enough Katamari these days.
Absolutely not.
Did we talk much about the story? Is there an overarching theme to the story this time around?
The story is the king of all cosmos realizes how popular Katamari Damacy was and decides to make more Katamaris to make the fans happy.
Okay.
That's it. There really isn't. I mean, there's actually kind of a back here. You know what? Actually, there is a thing that I can do here if you give me a second.
Sure.
Show you a couple little quick cutscenes, because there's some backstory to the king and his sort of weird eccentricities. As you can see, this is kind of the hub world where you just kind of wander around. These are all the fans that like give you your missions. There's a dude who is in the water and all this fun stuff here. Oh, here we go. This is kind of the little area where you go and you get all the memorial stuff, which is, you know, whatever. And here's where you can see all the movies. Okay. And there's one particular I want to watch that is amazing because it's the king of all cosmos in a knife fight.
I think you just made that up.
Yeah, no, I didn't make that up. Here, watch this. This is so great. The king runs away from his abusive father. We have cutscenes of him and his father fighting from the Japanese version.
Okay.
And let's just watch this. Let's just watch this.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
This is like Masterpiece Theater.
I know.
dejected.
No, it's Pompadour. No. The king as a youth is really something.
Yeah.
You know, you don't think of the king as like having a childhood necessarily.
No.
You just figure he's always been the king of all cosmos. But no, he was raised by the grandfather of all cosmos.
Yeah, and that's what you do though.
Yeah.
After a knife fight, you pick up your hair and you move on.
You just move on. And there's one more I want to show here. It's just because it is the sweetest thing I've ever seen. This is meeting the queen of all cosmos for the first time.
Right.
Oh, she's gonna be late. It's gotta go.
She's running.
Oh, the king is still dejected from the knife fight.
He's holding his hair still.
Yes. Oh! Tell me that isn't just the most squishy and precious thing you've ever seen.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love it. All right.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, that pretty much sums up Katamari. Pretty well. We love Katamari. Alex, thanks so much. We appreciate your time, man.
I'm actually going to hang out here for a little bit if that's cool with you.
I'll go then.
All right, you do that.
But before I go, we're going to take a look at a new trailer or a new interview for Mark Echo's Contents Under Pressure. This is actually the 5th interview we've done with Mark about the game, and this one's going to talk about the fighting system in the game. So check it out.
Product not yet rated.
Combat. Combat is the fourth pillar of our gameplay. There's kind of this realness about the brawling component to our game that when in fact you fail or miss, that kind of moment. At the core, I think the hand-to-hand does a great job of that. The hits really look like they hurt. They look real. They look clumsy. They're not perfect. I'm a lover, not a fighter, but if I get into a fight, it's pretty sloppy. It's pretty ugly. We didn't want to make this kind of over-the-top, kind of fighting engine. A lot of people ask, why doesn't he have a gun? Why doesn't he have a gun? Well, honestly, every damn game in the industry, like the lead character's got a gun. It's like, how many more games can I play just running around blasting people? So from a gameplay experience, it created a really interesting challenge. How do we make it gratifying, make it feel like you could have that adrenaline rush of combat, and it creates a great sense of discovery just roaming around, picking up a 2x4, a lid of a garbage can and whacking someone in the head. Weapons that kind of have a certain lifespan, they eventually break, so you have to seek a new weapon set. We wanted to kind of make the score uneven. You know, the fact that the CCK and this kind of police state are heavily armed creates an interesting challenge for you. We can't just kind of break the game and taking all your enemy sets out in an easy way. You really have to be smart. All the bosses have really rich animation sets and rich weapons that you engage with. The 4 basic pillars: graffiti, urban navigation, sneak, and combat. We really can't consider one without considering how it's woven into another one. You know, the game is called Getting Up Contents Under Pressure, and to really experience that contents under pressure component is to really see how the 4 of these gaming pillars are really woven in together. I'm hoping that people out there loving graffiti or not knowing anything about graffiti or being a cynic or being a hater, like whatever side of the fence you're on, hopefully once you experience this, it'll be undeniable. It's just a really cool, fun, exciting, immersive, unique gameplay experience.
And that was our 5th of 5 trailers for Mark Echo's Getting Up Contents Under Pressure. The release date for that game continues to creep closer. Now we know pretty much everything there is to know about the game. Hopefully we'll have it here on the show, playable one more time for you before it comes out. But I would like to thank Mark and Atari for hooking us up with all those movies. And if you want to see them, they're all going to be available on the Contents Under Pressure game space after the show. Alex, you're still here.
Yeah, I can't leave here, man.
That was a great demo.
That was a great demo.
I didn't realize the Queen of All Cosmos lived in Smurf Village.
Apparently, yeah. Apparently she and Smurfette, you know, they hang out, go to clubs together.
That's cool. Well, let's let the co-op theater continue. We played, if you're just joining us, we've just played Earth Defense Force 2, which is a crazy Japanese game where you fight giant ants with bazookas. And then Alex and Brian just played We Heart Katamari. We love Katamari, 2-player. And now, what are we playing, Alex?
We're going to play us a little bit of the Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks.
Let's play it.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right, so I'm Kung Lao.
You are Kung Lao, I'm Liu Kang.
And what are we doing?
We are fighting Onis, which are these troll-like creatures that you're fighting inside Goro's lair.
Now, what are we doing in Goro's lair? What's the story for this game?
The story for this game, it's kind of crazy, because basically, this is Mortal Kombat 2. But it's obviously not a fighting game. It's sort of, it's kind of this sort of hybrid dealie where it's basically designed to be fan service for people who, love Mortal Kombat. And in this case,
31-hit combo.
31-hit combo, that is awesome. So, you kill Onis good, Johnny.
All right, keep going.
Anyway, so the point is, this is basically Mortal Kombat 2 with some sprinklings of Mortal Kombat 1 and 3 kind of thrown in for good measure. And I don't know the whole story, honestly. I don't know exactly where this all goes, but there are appearances from, like, pretty much all of the major Mortal Kombat characters from 1 through 3 in here somewhere or another. You play as Liu Kang or Kung Lao, or both, as you can see what we're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
And we are in Goro's lair fighting these dudes because they're evil.
And you can see all this tutorial stuff starting up. This is obviously the very beginning of the game.
Yeah, this is the very early
like,
stage.
I just learned how to throw my hat that kind of early. Great. Do you have any questions coming in for this game yet over on your side? I think GameSpot Complete members, keep firing your questions. We're gonna beat up some dudes here.
Yeah, I don't see no questions.
Now, this being obviously not a fighting game, but an action game, are these the only 2 characters we get to play as, do you know?
As far as I know, yes. These are the only 2 playable characters. There was one sequence I saw where basically Johnny Cage comes in as an AI of, like, partner.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's like, 3 on however many enemies. I don't know. Maybe there's a way to play as them towards the end. I honestly do not know yet.
If we know anything about Mortal Kombat games, is that they're good about throwing a whole bunch of little hidden extras.
Yeah. And that's kind of the thing with this game is that, I don't know if you watched, if anybody at home watched any of the recent videos we kind of put together for this game, just for like interviews with Ed Boon. Basically, they talk about how this game is sort of designed just to be, giant fan service for Mortal Kombat fans, and a lot of like the weird hidden stuff and like rumors and glitches from the Mortal Kombat games are supposedly in this.
That's cool.
I mean, like, so like there was that big rumor about like the tree stage in Mortal Kombat 2, like you could knock your opponent into it and then have the trees eat them or something. That was never actually true, but that actually happens in this game. I don't know if the glitch where like you could do a babality with Baraka and then like try and slice up the baby and crash the game is in here, but I sure hope so. I hope that's in here. That'd be great.
By the way, it's telling us you must perform a block to progress. You are definitely not blocking. You are totally attacking. Oh, I just blocked.
Now I'm blocking.
Excellent. I love tutorials.
Tutorials are fun. And Raiden is your guide here. What better guide to have than the God of Thunder,
Yeah, sure. Well, this game looks good, Alex.
Yeah,
when it's coming out.
It's next week.
Oh, we're progressing.
This game is next week.
Really?
Yeah.
Same as Katamari, right?
Yeah, same as Katamari.
And I love it. It's like we're entering that season where it seems like there are at least 1 or 2 games every single week that you want to pick up.
But not, a half dozen or a dozen or 2 dozen or whatever.
Sure.
Because there are too many games coming out right now.
How are we supposed to afford an Xbox 360 if we
keep buying all these games?
Yeah.
I don't have an answer for that.
All right,
we got my fireball.
All right, you keep fighting. You do that.
I'm gonna keep fighting Onis.
I'm gonna read questions.
All right, yeah, read me some questions.
So I'm gonna ask, where do these characters come from? Were these created for the game, or were these?
I think these are pretty much created for the game.
That's great.
I don't, I'm sure they fit somehow into the Mortal Kombat lore. I don't know exactly how. My knowledge of the MK series does not go beyond Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, so maybe there's some weird reference to these somewhere. I don't know. All
right, here's some questions. This is from Aaron Pugh in Salt Lake City, Utah, or the SLC, as he puts it.
Utah?
So are these questions for real, or are they just the BS the publishers make you say to hawk their stuff?
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
I just had to call out Aaron because he doesn't have faith in my show like that.
Yeah, clearly not. Yeah, that's kind of messed up, man.
Yes, Aaron.
What do you think we are,
Yes,
man?
Aaron, the questions are real.
Yes, these are absolutely real questions from people who want to
just
know
like that
stuff
one. You just
games.
ruined your chance on asking us a real question with that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Bryce Gilbert, Monroe, Washington. How deep is the fighting system? Is it similar to, say, Mortal Kombat Deception?
No.
I'm gonna answer that question as well because basically I can do a special move by holding down R1 and hitting a button.
Yeah, here's how you know it's not as deep. I can play it and be good at it. So this is kind of a button mashy thing.
This is a ton of fun, though.
But it's a ton of fun. It actually is pretty fun. I'm pleasantly surprised by it. So
that was actually answered pretty much the same question from Jacob from Portland. Just Shaolin Monk's play will fighting gamers along the lines of beat 'em up. Definitely along the lines of beat 'em up.
Yeah, definitely along the lines. This is not any kind of a real fighting game thing, though there are fatalities.
Kevin Darnell says the guy without the hat seems to have a lot better moves. What do you think? And I say I think that's just because Alex is better at games than me.
Well, yeah.
I thought, here's the thing, is I started reading that question because I thought he said the guy with the hat.
Yeah.
And I was all set to be like,
what?
What?
But then you were brutally rebuffed by the guy
he's like,
totally dissing on you real hard.
Exactly. I had this 31-hit combo. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I've had like a 40-hit combo. And
oh, yeah. Well, you're going to act like that, I'm going to kick you off my show.
All right, fine.
Yeah,
check out. I got weapons or something.
That's cool.
Man.
All right, we're obviously just starting. This is just the tip of the iceberg for this game. If you're still teaching us stuff, and you just finally got the weapons.
Yeah,
but,
I got me some weapons now. But yeah.
All right, cool. Let's get Alex out here. Alex, when's this game coming out?
This game's next week.
Next week.
Next week.
Great. And we look forward to seeing more of it on the site. We have a ton of it on the site. We look forward to seeing more of it.
Word.
Thanks for coming by, Alex. We appreciate it.
No problem, man.
You stay in that seat because right now we are going to kick it. We've been talking about all the TGS coverage that's been pouring in, all the screenshots, all the hands-on impressions, all the interviews, all the gameplay movies. And that, as we said, the Microsoft pre-TGS press conference, they showed Q Entertainment's 99 Nights, a brand new trailer for it, which we have on the site in HD, which is actually GameSpot Complete members can download the HD version only. But everyone else can download an MPEG version as well. And everyone can watch the streaming version, especially right now. And we're back. Can you believe that game is from the same people who did Luminous and Meteos?
I'm having a hard time believing that.
It looks good.
If you say so.
It's true. And he's actually supposed to be announcing another new game today. Maybe
Really?
he has, but we've been on the show, so we're separated from our from our umbilical cord.
I'm sure we will know
site.
it, and everyone else will very soon.
Speaking of knowing things, we're getting a lot of questions about the TGS, the big Nintendo keynote address. Are we carrying it live? Unfortunately, we are not carrying it live, but we are going to have the video up of it as quickly as possible. It starts at 7. It's like 2.5 hours from now.
Yeah,
you don't need to go anywhere. Order pizza, stay by the computer, keep reloading GameSpot, and when we know what what Satoru Iwata says, you will know.
That's right.
We're that quick. We do that just for you. We got the team over in Japan. They haven't slept in like 5 days.
No, there's zombies over there.
Yeah, speaking of zombies, by the way, I heard some people didn't get to see our demonstration of our Earth Defense Force at the beginning of the show, so we're going to fire it up one more time. Is that cool?
We're about to go Terminex on some.
Exactly.
some
in case you didn't know, Earth Defense Force, we're gonna kill ants and giant ants in London right now. You can see, look, they're all climbing over the big tower thing. Justin was here right now. He'd be petrified. He'd totally freeze up because this is his worst nightmare. Giant ants taking over his homeland.
He's told me about this.
Yeah, exactly. He's had nightmares about it. While we do that, we have a lot of stuff we want to talk about while we play this and while we kill giant ants. For example, we have a podcast that all the kids are talking about. Have you heard of it?
I believe it's called The Hot Spot.
It is called The Hot Spot. Every week we get some guys and girls from around the editorial team to come on and talk about the big issues in games.
Yep.
And we record it in MP3 format and we put it on this little thing called The Hot Spot. It is taking the internet by storm as we speak.
It broke the internet.
It did. It did break the internet, much like we're breaking this game right now, fighting all these giant ants.
That's right.
All right, that just had to show the ants falling on the giant clock tower. We really don't need to play the game any more than that. But
all right,
that's what it looks like.
Okay, yeah.
Pretty sweet.
Killing ants.
All right, killing ants. But yeah, so check out the hotspot. It's available on the site. You can find it for the hotspot. If you can't see it on the front page, look for it in the special features section. Find it, listen to it, download it, tell all your friends, put it on your iPod, put it on your, what's another MP3 player?
The Zen Micro.
The Zen Micro, sure. Put it on your Nomad. I had one of those once.
Yeah, that's right.
They still make them?
Yeah, I had one about this big.
Really? Yeah, mine held 32 megs.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was like 5 songs,
yeah,
5 long songs.
Solid
ripping.
5 songs.
So listen to that. We're all about to give away 3 DVDs for Advent Children. Greg Kasavin himself, site director at GameSpot.com, came up with the question. But before we do that, I have in my right hand. Look at the cute stationery this is on, by the way.
Don't show the name just yet.
Don't show the. All right, you didn't see the name just yet. They couldn't see it because it's a stream, so the resolution's a little lower.
Gotcha.
But the person whose name's on here won themselves a PSP. But that does not mean you should stop entering the competition. That is located right up there, I do believe. You can win yourself a laptop computer or a trip to Baltimore, along with stay at a nice hotel and tickets to a Browns-Ravens game.
Check out some Ray Lewis action.
Exactly. Anyways, so the winner of the PSP, which we will mail out shortly, is Joseph Caprioli of Buffalo, New York. Congratulations, Joseph. You won yourself a PSP, and that'll be in the mail shortly.
Well done, Joseph.
Yes. Now, let's give away another prize.
Heck yeah.
The guys over in Japan, and girls. I keep saying guys. But
we got ladies over there.
We do. Everyone's over there right now. They ran out. They bought 3 Japanese DVDs of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. Now, obviously, if you have a Region 1 DVD player, that's not going to play that.
No.
But we trust in the resourcefulness of our viewers that if you win one of these, you are a big enough fan of Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Advent Children that you'll find a way to watch it.
It's a technologically adept crowd.
Exactly. They're a good crew out there. They know what they're doing.
Region encoding is
no
obstacle.
We were going to get them on UMD, Japanese UMDs, but then there'd be all kinds of in trouble. So we got them on DVDs. Now here's the question from Greg Kasavin himself. He came up with this question. This is a bit of a doozy.
Okay.
All right. I have not asked you this question yet, have I? I don't think I have.
I don't think so.
All right. This is a tricky one. All right. So if you're a GameSpot Complete member, I forgot to mention that part. There's a lot of people watching now. They're just totally mad at me right now. I'm sorry. You have to be a GameSpot Complete member to enter all competitions on the show. It doesn't matter where you're from. Just fill out the form at the bottom of the page with your name, full mailing address, and if you live somewhere tricky and you know you're out there, please write your address the exact way that we should put it on a mailing label, because we had some prizes come back or end up in limbo and customs because we didn't enter it correctly. The more information you give us, the better. Just fill it out, bottom of the page, with your full name, your full mailing address, and the answer to this trivia question. The first 3 people to get it right with all those requirements I just laid out will win themselves Final Fantasy VII Advent Children on DVD.
Let's hit
Japanese DVD. All right, here's the question. In Final Fantasy VII, there's a giant cannon. You know the giant cannon?
I do.
All right, the giant cannon has a name. Don't say it.
I won't.
All right, the name of the giant cannon is the same as a song title by what band? Can you figure out what we're looking for? We're looking for the name of the band.
We're looking for the name of the band, not the name of the cannon.
Exactly. The cannon has a name-o. And the name of the cannon is the same as the song title by what band? First 3 people get it right. Fill it out on the form. GameSpot Complete members won themselves a copy of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children on DVD. When the team comes back from Japan with them, we'll mail them right out to you. It'll be great.
Can't wait to see that movie.
It'll be wonderful. Greg Kasaban, by the way, he wanted credit for hooking up that question. He said it's like one of the best trivia questions he'd ever come up with.
That's a good one.
It is a good one. Good luck to everyone. Use your internet skills. Do it quickly, though. Do it quickly. That's our whole show.
Been quick.
That was a great show.
That was great. You promised great and you gave great.
Brian, you gave great.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for subbing like that.
My
you know,
pleasure.
you're like, I'm trying to come up. You're like Willie Parker of On the Spot.
Oh, wow.
You like that?
Wow.
That was a good one.
2 touchdowns, right?
Yeah, 200 total yards.
Woo.
That's good. All right, we'd like to thank everyone for watching. We'd like to thank the fill-in crew that we got some help. Greg, Roger, Tyler, Craig, you guys did a great job. And we'd like to thank all of you for watching, and we'll catch you next time right here on The Spot.